Goddamn reality deviants trying to interrupt the stream.
Oh, they can hear us? Well, that's fine. Because I mean, we got a werewolf in chat, right?
Okay. Okay, I think I figured it out. Figured it out. All right, cool. For some reason, it just decided my mic wasn't working. Uh, hey, hi. It's never a stream without some technical issue, right? Hi, Ben, Big Dad of Big Dad Industries, and I'd like to welcome you to a world that is close to our own, if just a little bit shittier, but also cooler in some ways. For one, some people have laser guns, and that's pretty neat. These are some of those people. Technocracy. If you're familiar with wizards, go fuck yourself. These are super scientists, and they hunt wizards for sport and keep you safe. They also probably invented vaccines. They also probably did a lot of stuff in their past that we're not going to talk about. Um, so players, if you'd like to introduce yourselves, who you're playing, let's start with my wife.
Hello, I am Rosie, regular size mom. My pronouns are she, her, and those are also the pronouns of my character, Nora Goodman, who is a progenitor in crime scene tech. For anyone that just is more familiar with traditionalists, that means that she is something like a life mage.
Cool. Next, making his stream debut, House Tremere. You're on mute.
Easy fix, I hope.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for having me. Wouldn't be a first time without a tech problem, right? I am House Tremere, and the character I am playing today is Agent Abe Simpson Smith. He, him, that is also how I identify. And Abe Smith was a lawyer before he awakened. He worked the courtroom and changed people's minds with the power of words. He was tapped, and now he uses his words to help the technocracy and to guide and protect the masses.
Awesome. Also making their stream debut, Rhett.
Hi there, Rhett Altman, they, them, and tonight I will be playing Sal Wanji, Sal standing for Sentient Artificial Life Form. I am a robot powered by a crime scene investigations AI that Iteration X assures everyone isn't really just an alpha like they heard back at the office. This is going to be fine. Everything is going to go great when you have the greatest deduction robot possible with you.
Awesome. And last but certainly not least, Tyler. And not the Tyler that was in my Sedite game.
Greetings, I'm Tyler Ellerchekos. I will be playing Alex Krychek, formerly of a syndicate that had nothing to do with the Technocracy Syndicate. Void Engineer, Ghostbuster. Former FBI agent.
That'll come in handy this session. Oh, I had something for this. Oh well. Oh, thank you for the subscription. Please do not subscribe to me. Spend your money on yourself. Do nice things for you. This is just for fun. But thank you. So this takes place for you, those of you familiar with Mage, just after the dimensional anomaly. Technocracy itself isn't the omnipotent, omniscient, oppressing force that it's historically been. It took a licking. It's kind of a thing. But it is I believe, a Wednesday. Oh yeah, before we start, content warnings. Harm to children is very, very possible, as this is a story about a kidnapping. And if certain people mess up, bad things will happen. I am not pulling that punch if they fuck up. So, it is a Friday in Cleveland. You have all been flown in to Construct Geppetto, which is actually located in Cincinnati. For some reason, the Technocracy likes to hang out in Cincinnati. Maybe the Reds fans. I don't know the guy against Cleveland, but you are meeting with a supervisor, a Mr. Garrity of the NWO. Who is the first to arrive to the designated conference area?
Probably me. I'm all in.
Nice.
This is the greatest organization on the planet.
Okay, who doesn't have rose-colored mirror shades?
These are normal colored.
This is fantastic. Stereotypically, there is a nondescript-looking man in a black suit, black tie, white shirt, military, ex-military kind of, high and tight. He's what you think of when you think of an NWO stereotype. He's just sitting there, going through his paperwork. There are 4 seats waiting for you, and in front of each of one is a slim box, like wide and flat, like an old giant floppy disk, but much thicker than that. It's a decent conference room. It's clean. The carpet's not worn. And the chairs are surprisingly comfortable. There's a projector set up onto the wall. And he's like, oh, we're waiting for the others before we start. Please, take a seat.
Are there donuts?
He pulls out a phone.
I'm asking out of character.
There can be.
If I see any, that's what I'm going to occupy myself with.
He just, brings up his phone. It's one of those Motorola, push-to-talk things. Bring donuts. That's right, the Technocracy still uses that feature. Who's next?
I'd arrive pretty close to the correct time. I'm busy, but not that busy.
Cool. Like I said, there are now 3 seats available.
Abe also looks up and down at the person wearing the same thing Abe is wearing. Nice clothes.
Agent?
As he walks in and takes a seat.
Who's third?
Nora can come in. In my head, it's always rainy in Cleveland. I don't know why. So she comes in, probably wipes off her shoes on whatever mat is by the door, and comes in and looks around. And they're probably wearing nicer suits than she's used to seeing, because she is a crime scene tech, so she sees a lot of cops in bad suits.
Nice. Just following in behind you is is definitely an intern with a large box of Dunkin' Donuts. Here are the donuts you asked for.
Do you have any cronuts?
I wasn't told to get cronuts.
Donut will be fine.
Oh my god, I'm not going to get hired.
You're doing great.
I have to go back to working at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Museum.
Rock on.
Oh, wait, that's Cleveland. You're in Cincinnati.
I thought we were in Cleveland.
Okay, listen, you're in Cincinnati right now.
Oh, sorry.
The construct is in. And last but not least, Rhett, do you show up exactly on time?
So Sal arrives shortly after the intern leaves, and people have begun to tuck into their donuts. Come walking in, clearly adjusting my collar and restoring a flap of skin that has just been recently stitched on. The inhuman components are slightly evident to anybody who was noticing as Sal walks in the room. Looks around. I'm afraid eating donuts is not indicated by Technocratic Union nutritional protocols.
God damn, I hate the X's. Whispers Mr. Garrity under his breath.
I hand him a donut, Mr. Gary.
Ooh, and he just like starts like, you watch his mustache just devour it. Okay, now that everyone's here, welcome. I am your supervisor for this. Holy shit, Martlet Games, why? Thank you for the gift subs. I am your supervisor for this assignment. This amalgam is being assembled for an emergency. And he like clicks a thing, turns on the projector on the blank wall next to you. So, last evening at the Costco in the suburbs of Cleveland, there was a kidnapping. A 5-year-old girl, Regina Balfour, and her mother were shopping when a man and an accomplice came in, grabbed the 5-year-old girl, and made off with her. The male accomplice, who seemed to be the leader of the two, remained behind and to cause some sort of almost fatal rampage. This ended when the police showed up and he shot himself. Now, the man identifying this individual by the regular police force is still underway, as he melted his fingertips with acid to get rid of his fingerprints. But, as we, backdoor onto everything, with technocracy, we do this to see what's going on with searches. His face pinged on our database. George Lindsay, technocratic citizen, retired. Formerly in the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. He's been retired. He was looking into terror cells, militia groups, cults. And out of nowhere, he does this. And he plays like security camera footage of him like pushing over shelves. His hair is dyed like black. Like, in The Office when Creed just shows up with his hair dyed black all of a sudden versus his regular white hair. It's like that. He's got a fake mustache on, sunglasses. Like, it kind of works. We don't know who his accomplice is. And the family is, it's a young girl kidnapped in broad daylight. This is a high-profile case. We do not need people digging into Mr. I said his name wrong. His name is Lewiston. Sorry. George Lewiston. Mr. Lewiston's background, and it's cleanup we don't need, right? And some believe that for him to do this, there must be some sort of extenuating circumstance. Your job is you are being inserted as FBI agents to handle the kidnapping case. You will be the agents in charge. As such, if you could open the boxes in front of you. Inside,
So-
it looks like a porcelain mask. Please put that to your face, because guess what? You're getting new faces, because you may be on television.
This will be the second face I have received today.
Cool. Thank you.
Take creepy porcelain mask, put on face.
There's like a... It doesn't hurt. Science is cool. And your face is just different now. Like, the features are different. You wouldn't think it was you.
So Abe went from looking like one nondescript person in a suit with dark glasses to another nondescript.
This one possibly with a beauty mark.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Big difference.
Maybe worse eyebrows.
Need to go to the salon for that.
Your faces will be restored after the investigation is over. We have made arrangements for you at the Cleveland with the Cleveland Police Department to take over this case. The family is currently at a police station there. Hysterical, from what I understand. Mr. and Mrs. Balfour are, as one could expect, very distraught over the loss. Not loss, but, you know, what happened. And... Doctor. Progenitor, you're not a doctor?
I mean, she probably is. Yes.
Okay. So Regina has a health condition in which she needs medication to live before her lungs shut down. Unfortunately, here, let me explain it here. She normally keeps it in her backpack, and as we can see in the footage here, that's Mrs. Balfour, and that is George. They are fighting over the bag. And if you notice, she's holding on to that for dear life. So yeah, that was left at the scene. They made their getaway without, his accomplice and Regina made their getaway without the backpack that contained the medication and intravenous steroid pump she needs to live. So we've got a time limit here, folks.
And what is that time window?
Probably about 3 days before this girl dies.
When did the kidnapping occur?
Last night.
This medication exists within the consensus.
Yes.
Is it prescription required or OTC?
Absolutely prescription required.
She's gonna sort of sit back and start.
We actually,
looking at-
he pulls out, the family has that backpack, that ladybug backpack with them at the police station if you want to check it out.
Yes. I want to make sure that I can synthesize it when we find her.
Mm-hmm. I'll call ahead and have details sent to you so you don't have to examine it. Any
I'm also
questions
going
for
to
me?
want to figure out. Sorry.
Any questions for me, Mr. Garrity?
Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry, continue.
I was just going to ask, do we have whatever redacted files we can get on the technocrat retired who is no longer among us? Perhaps things he did in his record will give us a clue on who else they might be working with or such leads. So any such file might be of assistance.
Sure, we'll have it sent over on your... We have a car for the four of you. A driver has been provided to take you to Cleveland. And we will have it sent to your complimentary technocratic cell phones that you've all been provided with. That you don't have to pay data for. because we live in the future. God, I love
Is he an
technocracy.
enlightened citizen?
No. He was mostly just a plant in the ATF. He was damn good at his job. Here's some information I have, actually. After his retirement, he worked as a consultant occasionally on these dangerous fringe groups for the ATF and other federal agencies. Reviews have always been positive, and this is really out of the blue.
Did anything this agent do cause him to have to be reconditioned upon retirement in room 0?
Never. He was never in. He never went into, say, a Nephandic lair. He turned us on to a number of cults that turned out to be Nephandic cults. And one spiral pit. But he himself was not an entry team member. He was mostly surveillance and analysis.
Sometimes when you surveil people, they surveil you back.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when you surveil people, you come to identify with them.
All right. Any more
The
questions?
accomplice, is there nothing we have on them because they were never seen?
They
or were
wore
there issues
one of
with
those
cameras?
ski masks. We do have footage of his accomplice taking Regina into the back of a late model tan Ford Taurus.
License plate?
Not removed from the car for the crime, obviously.
And I gotta hope sometimes they mess up.
Yeah, but when it's former cops, they tend to be thorough.
Is this family important in any way in Cleveland? The victims.
The Balfours are John. John himself is a preacher for a church called the Church of the Parabolic Angel. From what I understand, they are
Yeah.
like one of those weirdo Christian-y groups that possibly believes the end is coming. A number of their members may or may not be stockpiling guns. You know how it goes. It's a little surprising it's in Cleveland, but they're also involved with this like multi-level marketing pyramid scheme called Health Pow. They sell vitamin supplements.
How successful is their pyramid scheme? Like, are these rich people who might get a ransom note?
Possibly. They do have a celebrity spokesman in Tom Arnold.
It might be worth checking their
They're
name.
trying to take credit for getting him sober.
Oh yeah, that's valuable.
Sobriety is cool, folks. If you have a problem, ask. Don't
I
no
was
trouble.
talking
Look for
about-
help. I know.
You said one of the two of them was dead at the scene.
Yes, George.
Where is the body now? I presume with the coroner?
Yes. We can have them hold the body if one of you would like to make an examination.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Good luck. If you need things, let me know. Like if you need a SWAT team, I can arrange that. But if you need a space laser, I gotta make some calls for that. The space laser budget's been kind of dry lately.
Sir, what exactly is our priority? Are we mostly looking to bury this, discredit George, or save Regina?
Well, he actually turns on the local news, and this little girl's face, little blonde 5-year-old girl, with her little red ladybug backpack, is plastered. He goes through news channel after news channel. It's in the cycle. There's no burying this right now.
That still leaves two options: solving it and minimizing the technocratic loose ends.
Those are really the same thing in my book.
There's also a third option: harvest DNA, and we could replicate the mother and daughter. Happy ending for everyone.
The mother's still alive.
Cloning seems like an extreme solution. It could work for sure, but save that as a back pocket, maybe. Also, do any of us have a cloning machine, Doctor?
Yeah, it's not science fiction, if that's what you're asking.
No, I just meant access to one.
It can be done. I've grown more complex specimens.
What version of you are you, Doctor?
You don't ask a lady that sort of thing.
All right. Do you need any material that we might have on hand? There is an armory next to the copier room. You know, for small arms mostly. Help yourselves.
Batteries. I require batteries.
Car, AA, lithium ion.
I simply open up my shirt jacket and show the charging ports underneath.
None of the above. But I imagine our friend here may be powered by what I'm looking for.
Cool. And with that, I have tea time. So I will be available on my phone. Please keep me up to date when important things happen. And don't embarrass yourselves.
When you say we might be on TV, are we expected to speak to the press at any point, or can we dodge them deliberately?
I mean, you probably can dodge them, but like I'm waiting for fucking what's his name? Silver Fox, investigator
Anderson Cooper, sir.
Anderson Cooper. I'm waiting for Anderson Cooper to start talking about this. If we hit that level, you got to do a press conference.
Understood.
We've got a combination of cute little girl and dying from disease, plus footage that they can show. They're not showing the part where he shoots himself, which we have here. Boop.
Oh, what kind of gun is it?
It is a 9mm, basically his service pistol.
From the
It's a Glock.
ATF?
You don't get to keep them.
What?
You don't get to keep your gun when you retire.
That's why I'm asking. I was like, did he steal it?
No, he just bought one. Because this
Right.
is America, damn it.
Valid.
All right. Bye.
Before she exits, Nora gets the biggest cup of coffee she can find because there's probably a coffee machine or Keurig in here somewhere. And refills her thermos.
Is this the first time we've worked together as an animal game?
Yes.
I'll walk over to Rhett's character. Cybernetic entity, what is your designation?
Iteration X refers to me as Sal, sir.
Sal. you mind charging this for me? I hand you a laser pointer with the USB cable.
Sal simply quietly slides it into a coat pocket. There's a slight audible click. Please ask for it when ready.
Thank you, Sal. Doctor, your name?
Nora Goodman. Just call me Nora.
Doctor of?
Honestly, whatever's necessary, but mostly forensic sciences.
You, Mulder. What's your name?
You won't believe me when I tell you.
I
I'm
believe
Agent
a lot of
Step.
things. I believe that.
Well, shucks. Here I was hoping to fool you. And your name?
Krychek. Alex Krychek.
Are you also a construct?
No. I died once, though.
Just the once?
So far.
Let's
Affected
keep it.
by weird alien infection that's like black and oily. It's really gross.
Ailey? Okay.
Reality
And
deviance from outside the horizon.
Nora points at you and goes, Void Engineer.
Correct.
Isn't that just the plot
okay.
of Prometheus?
Off the mud ball. That's the trick. Gotcha.
Ben, out of character. Alex Krychek is the supervillain guy from X-Files. Remember him?
Listen, I've only seen 3 episodes of X-Files. Because Rosie said
But-
this episode's too scary, I can't watch it.
I can't watch it. You can watch it. I'll tell you all about
Where
the
do
one
I
that-
watch it now? Who has it anymore? Nobody knows. It's a mystery not even the technocracy can solve.
The truth is out there. That's all I'm going to say. I've said too much already.
So, waiting outside for you is one of those nifty, sweet technocracy, what they call Paladin town cars. Bulletproof, run flats, delightful little drink selection in the back. And tucked in behind the drinks is a nice, X5 Enforcer handgun. One of those sweet technocracy bad boys. That not quite the ones you can see in Tyler's background. That's a rifle, but like a pistol version of that.
Yeah.
You're your driver. Is everyone ready? This will be a couple hours. Feel free to charge your equipment if you need in the port there. And off you go.
Are we able to do things during the drive?
Absolutely.
Nora's gonna want to research the drug, the condition. She's presuming that part of why she's here is to help keep this child alive when they find her. So she's going to want to, like I said, research the disease, the drug, where those drug or drug components can be obtained. Doesn't necessarily have to be from a doctor, chemist, vet, random lab.
Okay. Anyone else doing some research? Unfortunately, this car is not like one of those cool surveillance vans that are bigger on the inside. It's just a very nice car.
Want to read up on public statements, if there's been any things about this family, public enemies, people who disagree with any public stances they take or corporate takeovers. There might be a financial angle. If these people have enough money to have a celebrity spokesman, yeah, maybe it's a cash grab. So
Okay.
see if I can find anything that way.
Are you also looking into their church or just them?
I mean, the church, the important church people, like the big wigs in the church.
He is they are the head of the church.
Sure, yeah. So like the other high level church people.
Okay.
I'm not going to filter for all of them.
Okay. My
Going to-
cyborg, or go ahead, spaceman.
Please.
I'm going to analyze the security footage, but I'm going to use my own devices. So I would put it on a flash drive and connect it to my phone, which has been rooted. And I'm going to look for disturbances that aren't visible on the normal spectrum. I'm going to look for nearby universes on the footage.
Okay, that's pretty cool. And my cyborg, or
Yes. Sal would like
biobot.
to.
Are you more robot than person? Do
I
you
am
identify as robot first, flesh being second?
Are
Are you a meat popsicle?
I'm still covered. I'm still covered by the life sphere either way. But I am more machine than biologic. I'd start reviewing what has already been transferred to us from the local police files, including any medical investigation the coroner has already performed, crime scene evidence gathered, a gloss over the forensics, especially with an eye to any procedural failures that the local police have already made, so that we can start solving these problems when we hit the ground.
Okay, I'm gonna start back at the medical history because that one was probably the most straightforward of the four. So, doctor. Regina Balfour's medical condition. It appears to be she has a number of chronic illnesses, but the bad one, the big bad one, is a chronic pulmonary obstruction. Her primary physician, Lucian Dante, his records state that she requires an intravenous steroid drip to breathe effectively. Without that or a ventilator, she will not live. She will die from the lack of oxygen. Like I said, she can live maybe a week without her medication pump that is in the backpack. If you have her whole file here, they do not have medical insurance.
Excuse me?
They pay in cash.
Well, there you go. So is this is the pulmonary obstruction, is it inflammatory? Is there something unusual in the artery? You said it requires an intravenous steroid drip. That sounds like it's probably inflammatory, and the steroid every 3 days is necessary to...
Oh, it's a constant drip.
It's a constant drip.
Mm-hmm.
Then what? She has a refill in the backpack? Is that what's
The refill?
in the
Okay, the refill. So the backpack houses her machine. You know how like our friend has a like diabetes pump that they have on like a belt? Not a insulin pump, not diabetes pump.
I assumed it was like an implant or something.
It's kind of, it goes into her, but it like when they pulled the backpack off, it disconnected from her system. You also know that a few weeks ago she had lice.
Lice?
Lice,
Okay.
Lice. And it seems her parents have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on her medical treatment over the 5 years that she's been alive.
What about...
And that is not counting the hospital fees for her birth.
Okay, and she is only 5 years old.
Yes.
So this has been her entire life. All right.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let us do... Okay, Spaceman, give me a dimensional... You want to use dimensional science on this, right?
Yes.
Let's see. So I would say this is a 1 dot, right? So roll Enlightenment difficulty 4.
10 and 2 threes.
All right, cool. Also, I hate the old World of Darkness way for specializations. So if you have a specialty in something, and you roll a 10, we're just gonna say that 10 is 2 successes instead of it blowing up, because I always hated that.
Okay.
So 10, you just need 1 success for this. So in the footage with Regina in it, the little girl, there is definitely something lurking in the shadow over her. Kind of like the idea of like a guardian angel. But you know those aren't really a thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You've been around the block, you've got points in occult. I'm not gonna make you roll for it. Something's definitely watching her. But nothing is connected to the other kidnapper or George. Or the mother. Like, it follows her into the car, like lurking over it, because you're going through regular everyday, security camera footage. You can't really make out the fine details, but that would be enough for you to actually go out into the field if you got a report like that.
Yeah. I swiped that to everyone else and announced that reality deviants are definitely present in this investigation.
Okay.
Extra spatial anomalies.
Rhett, can you remind me of what you were searching for? Let's see, the forensic evidence,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, basically just going over all of the forensic evidence that's known, and also sort of spotting for any local police mistakes.
Okay, give me an investigation and perception check. Difficulty, I'll say, is 6 or 7. Like, if you get 7s, it's going to be better. I don't know. Just do 6. Let's just do 6. I know you're going to roll like 9 dice right now.
Let's see here. 9. It is a large dice pool, but 3 successes, one of them a 10.
All right, and I assume your specialty in perception applies here.
Well, I did not claim a specialty, but
You've got 4 more dots. You get a free specialty in it.
It would definitely be for crime scene investigations.
Mm-hmm. So that is plenty. Going through the footage, one of the things you notice, other than his initial attack on the mother, in which he used a stun gun, the initial thing, he was trying to not hurt her. You're going through it. Once the girl is in the car and getting away, is when he pulls out his gun. And when he begins firing it in the Costco, you can tell he's trying not to hit anyone. Like, he is aiming to make it look like he's a dangerous man, but in actuality, he is trying to not hurt anyone. It is mostly bluster and storm, and he's making a scene. He's a distraction in this case. But based on the footage and the CSI evidence, it's not like there was much to get. Tires, like the tire tread, from when they peeled out. Tire you can get, at Pep Boys. Shell casings are all there. There's no mystery goo or anything.
I assume somebody at ballistics has recovered the actual bullets.
Mm-hmm.
And has anyone, is there any medical examination of the mother at this point?
Mother's still alive. The mother has been zapped with a stun gun. But she kind of tanked through it with adrenaline. And like she took a Valium. Like her husband had her take like a Valium or something. To calm her down at the police station, so she could get some rest, because she was gonna stay up like the whole time. Good. Awesome. Last but not least, Abe Simpson. So, you are looking into the family. Give me an investigation and wits, intelligence, whichever you prefer. Difficulty 6.
Intelligence is better for this fellow. So, difficulty you said is 6?
Yep.
It's 3 successes with a 1, so 2 successes total.
Okay. So you're looking into the Balfours and the church, right?
Yeah, seeing if they got public enemies, people who wouldn't like them, any grudges,
Well,
and the church.
so the church, it's a doomsday cult essentially. I'm just gonna give you find the website for the church. You're greeted by a cartoon frog that appears on it. Actually, there's a number of frogs jumping around it. They tell you, get right with God before the apocalypse arrives. That kind of thing. Reading through the spiel on it, they believe that God works in mysterious ways, and that if one brings sin onto themselves, it's kind of like The Secret, where you manifest what you want, and then you take evil or pain upon yourself in order to generate goodness in the world. That seems to be a lot of their doctrine. Also, paying money to advance up. That's not really on their website. They're like a Scientology kind of thing too. They are a non-denominational fundamentalist church devoted to total submission to the will of God and His herald, the parabolic angel. They believe that the biblical end times are near, and that righteousness will be restored to the world by God at the rapture.
I got a question for Space Marine. Parabolic angel. That's not a code name for anything you've encountered, is it?
You can give me an occult roll.
Okay.
Occult and intelligence.
My specialty is in dimensional anomalies.
Okay.
4 successes.
4 successes. Since I bumped Bundle Esoterica into occult, you haven't really heard of this. It's a religion that's been around for a bit. Technocracy actually bumped into it back in 1925 with some incident in the bayou and premium oil. That's a whole different thing. I don't know if any of those agents involved in that are still around. Check out Carrying Comfort Studios for the VODs for that game.
It was a lot of fun. What was it called again?
Victorian Mage. Oh, Cypress and Steel.
Cypress and Steel. Look it up on YouTube. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was a great time. Yeah, your files on them is they believe in pain and pleasure in a equal measure, like a parabola, basically. The higher you get, you approach infinity. God. Not much is really known about them. Their supplements have been investigated with the marketing scheme they have. They don't work. Sometimes they work. I don't know. Shit happens. They've made a lot of money off of them, though. And one more thing on the website you get here. They believe that the it looks like the end times are they've got a little clock for the end times coming down, like a countdown clock, for 3 days from now. Checking up against the clock, it's Tuesday at sunset.
Do any of the Has this church ever been associated with any mass suicides? Because if they're saying pain and pleasure, you go up one, you go up the other. There's a dangerous.
They don't say that on their website. That is just what he knew from a previous investigation into them. That'd be like if you're
But
if
no,
your
they
Thetan
just
levels
like-
are high enough or whatever.
No Kool-Aid moments for them.
Funny you should ask that. This is not the first time they predicted the Day of Judgment. On their website, or with Tyler's information, they've had one like 6 years ago. Nothing happened, of course, because we're all still here. It does not line
But
up
did
with
their
the dimensional
membership
anomaly.
numbers drop dramatically?
No. And also one 2 years ago. And if you want to know more, if you'd like to know more about us, there's a link to their shop where you can buy their book for $29.99.
What's the reason they said it didn't work the first 2 times?
Bible code.
Mm.
Just to check the date of the first one 6 years ago, because that might coincide with the baby being formed.
No.
5 years plus 9 months.
No.
Okay, just
Do
check.
either date coincide with the dimensional anomaly?
No, God, no.
The Avatar storm.
That'd be way cooler and like a whole campaign. Or this is gonna be 2 or 3.
Yeah, I did
episodes.
not sign on for that.
You would play it.
Yes, I
Yep.
would. I will do it. Give it to me.
Listen, I've got 3 forever
Give me the
GMs here, and I think they would
Antichrist.
all play it.
It's a fair assessment.
So that, if you'd like to roll again to investigate the family themselves,
I would also tell you that entities that appear as described accurately in the Bible do exist, but they're not angels. They're just aliens from other dimensions that need to be burned.
So on the family difficulty, you said was 6.
Yep.
A whopping 2.
a whopping 2. You get something from the ATF, the IRS, Department of State. You see that their listed address to the IRS is actually the same as the church.
Of course.
And Health Pow, which is their
Is that who they've been paying all the money to?
Health Pow is their supplement company. Pow
that's where
pow, knock your amino acids into shape.
Snake oils come so far.
I love snake oil salesmen. Not in real life; they can go to hell. But yeah, they're doing pretty well. Which would you like to check out first? Department of State, IRS, or ATF?
I mean, Department of State, because the ATF makes sense, but what's the Department of State looking with these people?
Let's see. John Balfour makes it's about his frequent trips to Kenya, providing support to a Kenyan political group called the Red Trumpet. It is an ethnic isolate, trying to maintain a region of their autonomous region of their own outside control of the Kenyan government. It looks like he spent some time there on a religious outreach mission, probably about 15 years ago. Can you give me an occult and intelligence roll, please?
Me again, yes?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Unless you like to
What
share with
difficulty?
what difficulty would be 7.
Okay, so that's dice falling on the floor is what that is. 0 successes? Shucks. Okay. So he traveled around, so the Department of State has stuff because he was flying internationally.
He's flying internationally, and he's helping out this, like, I don't want to call it separatist group, But like, the government has no power in that autonomous zone.
That's not something the NWO like. What do you mean there's no government there?
There's a government. It's just they control themselves, you see.
That's not right. That's not what the NWO is all about. Very well.
All right,
I'd also like to make a phone call to my old buddies and see if the FBI is actively investigating this church recently.
Okay, do you have contacts or
2.
you have
Because
two?
I dumped requisitions.
All right, 2 in contacts. I'm not gonna make you roll anything. Oh yeah, let me hit that up and get back to you. How you doing, by the way? How's the arm?
I almost say I got a new one, but I say it's amazing what therapy will do these days. Heated water bubble elevation therapy.
Oh yeah, my cousin had that after he fell off that ladder. Oh, good to hear from you. We should next time you're in town, we should go do something.
First round's on me.
Hey, who are you?
Private sector's lucrative.
Oh man. 6 more years and I get my pension, so I'll give you a call before that though. All right. I'll see what I can find to get back to you.
Thanks, Larry.
ATF or IRS?
IRS. How much are they cheating the government out of?
Okay, so they are audited at least 3 times a year. They receive a few $1 million a year in charitable donations that the IRS knows about. Boy. From hate groups?
Don't giving or taking
From. Yeah, I'm not gonna name any names here, but these are the people that get punched during interviews on the street, as they should be, and the bald ones, and yeah, and like the guy that's screams about globalists a lot, sells supplements, gets all red, and some corporation called March Technologies.
March.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Definitely take note of that and put a pin in March Technologies and check them out later. And then what? ATF? That's
All
the
right.
last one.
Them and so the ATF notes the number of background checks that have gone on for them in the last I don't know, half dozen years, for all of their legal firearm purchases. Like it's a lot. You ever see that picture of like the back of like a U-Haul truck and it's just full of guns? It's they might be able to do that.
How many were denied?
None. Their record is spotless.
We're gonna have to change that.
A number of members in their congregation, though, are denied for various reasons.
Felonies.
Only one actually really has. Only a couple have felonies, but those are like in the past, and they seem to have reformed themselves through the church. I don't know why that would be on an ATF background check. Maybe it's just like an investigator's note. They may also have one. It looks like one of their members may be an arms dealer, suspected but never proven, who might also hate governments.
Circle that name. Put a pin in that.
That is Ivan Chesnikov.
Я не знаю.
Yeah. Okay, and that seems to be the government reports you can find. So, my other three players. Sorry, he asked the right question. A very good question.
Good for us.
Mm-hmm. Does anyone want? Since I assume you're all sharing the information you found.
Yes.
Yes.
Does anyone want to ask to roll something to look further into anything that's been found so far, or follow up?
There is something that would be on my mind. They have recently declared a doomsday that did not come. Has anyone cross-referenced arrest records or news stories to see if there have been cases of criminality among the Church of the Parabolic Angel in, say, the 3 months before or after that previous doomsday? This could be part of a previous pattern.
Okay. Rose, do you have anything?
I want to look at the footage of the agent that gave us the case said that George and the mother fought over the backpack. I want to see that specific footage.
Okay, I can do that one first. They are both pulling on straps of it.
Before or after it's on the child?
It's been pulled off the child.
By whom?
I mean, it's kind of a tug of war. So after
So
she was stun gunned, right? She basically reached onto the first thing she could get to keep hold of her child from the scary man with an obvious fake mustache, recently dyed hair and a hat and sunglasses. He looked like the Unabomber. I was basically just trying to keep hold of her kid.
Okay.
Like, you know how they say mothers can get the strength to lift buses off their children? It's that kind of desperation, but not that level of strength.
Okay. And then he goes back for the backpack. He tries to take the backpack even while he's got the kid.
Yes.
So he knows the backpack is important.
That seems like a reasonable...
So he knows them.
That seems likely.
Or at least he's been told about her condition and has an interest in her well-being.
Maybe it is ransom, but not for money.
So, the 2 years ago thing that you asked about. Funny you should ask, because at that moment, Tyler, your phone rings.
It goes on speaker. What do you got, Larry?
Hey, so I thought you were out because you know, this kid's been kidnapped, huh?
Have you seen Criminal Minds? It's like that. I'm a consultant now.
My wife watches that. Oh, that's cool though. Doing the same job, better hours, and getting paid more. You're living the life, man.
You know it.
So, he kind of says some of the other stuff that Abe found, but there is a thing I found in the local records in Cleveland, a child abuse claim actually, in which
Really?
yeah, a non-criminal complaint alleging neglect and abuse, trying to move Regina into foster care, and terminating the parental rights. Talking about a dangerous household. I can send it over to you. It's based on a confidential source. But long story short, she was placed in emergency temporary foster care at a county-operated shelter. And after 6 weeks, the Balfours won their court case and had her returned. The other thing that stands out is the judge openly questioned the motivation for the petition in the first place, given, quote, the utter lack of any evidence of abuse, and threatened to hold the investigator, one Lindsay Peel, in contempt of court if she ever did this again. That's all I can really find here, other than all this weird doomsday cult shit.
Yeah, they're a weird one.
Yeah, try not to get Ruby Ridged.
Yeah.
Oh,
No
wait.
more Wacos.
Yeah, Waco, that's more appropriate. Alright.
Like I said, drinks are on me, Larry.
Alright, see you, dude.
I
So-
immediately ask Smith if he can find out if that judge goes to their church, perhaps, or any of that judge's family.
The judge and the prosecutor, I want to check them both out.
Squeaky clean. No association with that church.
While you're
Check out
looking,
Lindsay,
They go
into-
to a local synagogue in Cleveland.
while you're looking into church members, is George a member?
No.
Be too easy. But this prosecutor, they're squeaky clean, but the judge said that this was a ridiculous case for them to bring. The sort of thing that
Lindsay Peel is not a prosecutor. She works for like a child protective services.
and no connection to the church for Lindsay Peel.
No, this is the first time she ever interacted with this church, with the family. Actually,
Bogus cases from Lindsay Peel?
this is the only one. And correction to what I just said. If you're looking into her, I'm not going to make you roll because I assume all of you are now frantically typing her name into your search tools. About a year before Lindsay's filed this complaint, she did a series of she had a series of welfare checks. She had a complaint from Mrs. Balfour about these harassing welfare checks on Regina. They were out of nowhere and egregious and an invasion of privacy and no evidence, insubstantial, and traumatic to their darling child. Very Karen energy. Well, it's her kid, so.
I'm sorry. So Lindsay was the one that called for these welfare check-ins.
Well, Lindsay apparently did these
Lindsay did the
welfare
welfare
check-ins.
check-ins.
Yeah, the source was anonymous and protected somehow. I forget what the exact wording was.
A unnamed confidential source. As for the actual records and paperwork of those welfare checks, there is none. Like, not even like, I went here. Please pay me for gas.
Is Lindsay still gainfully employed?
Yes.
To tag on to that, this might take more time, but her bank records.
Well,
Any abnormal large transfers?
that's going to take some time.
Oh, sure. It's a in the works thing, but this could be somebody who's hired to harass the family of the Balfours.
Rhett, do you have anything you want to look up? Otherwise, you will be arriving at the police station. In Cleveland.
I think at this point, most of my questions with regards to Lindsay would be ones that Lindsay would have to answer.
Same.
Whichever one of us is going to talk to the family, and it probably shouldn't be me, I want to know if they frequented that grocery store or had a routine.
Hmm. Good
I
question.
expect Smith and I are probably the sociable ones. Not to
Stands
speak for the cyborg, but not a lot of charismatic cyborg.
Listen. Almost
My
all of you
handlers
dumped
say that I
charisma.
play an excellent game of charades.
I feel like the cyborg stands behind the two-way mirror or the one-way glass and perceives, like, watches them for cues.
Listen, I think the
Probably really
highest.
good at good cop, bad cop though, because he can control his emotions.
I think
Dang.
Rose has the highest charisma in this group with a 2.
I got
Seriously?
3.
Oh,
three.
okay,
I got
3.
Oh,
3.
thank God.
Yeah, you only need one social stat. What do you need more than one for?
Okay.
Lawyers being charming? I don't think that's what they're known for. I got a whole book of lawyer jokes somewhere.
So, arriving outside the HQ for the Cleveland Police Department, any hope that this would be a quiet affair is thrown out the window as there are a number of local, regional, national news vans outside. People, reporters with their microphones on the street. I'm Troy McClure here with Channel 6 News. Sorry, Abe Simpson.
I might know him from.
It's a good thing you don't look like yourselves. Construct, you are getting a lot of looks. Sorry, I'm used to when we're playing on Zoom. I have names where our actual names are on this. That is a benefit of Zoom. We put our character names in, so sorry if I've forgotten most of your character names. You are getting a lot of side eye from your, looking like the dude from Men in Black 1.
Mhm.
Why do they look at me like that?
Looks you up and down. May I?
You may.
Covers up a couple seams at your elbow joint. Pushes your jaw back in place. Bumpy car ride.
Perhaps it would be best if I stand in the middle of our group as we make our approach.
It's very odd how all these devices seem to malfunction when we're around so many people.
Going in, there are a number of producers, trying to convince the desk sergeant, like, hey, come on, let us in, give us some details. Like, anyone that looks like they're not, like, like what's what I'm looking for? A beat cop, basically, is getting, pestered with questions. These people are just trying to get information out. And then in walks what appears to be an FBI agent in the form of Agent Simpson. And as one, they kind of turn to you, and they're just like memorizing every detail of you.
This investigation is a top priority for law enforcement. And in order for us to work, we need all non-law enforcement personnel to exit the building. We will have someone speak to you outside. But this is a space where we must be able to work. We don't need you all lollygagging in the vestibule. We will have a statement for you shortly.
That's a very excellent statement. It's very professional, very clean. And it absolutely does not have any effect on these sharks in human form. If you were to back it up with some sort of I don't know, like social engineering, if you had a way to control a crowd,
Yeah, I think I might be able to utilize a skill I learned from my lawyer days. And this is that everyone follows the money. I take out a small stack of bills and just throw them out the front door, hoping that people will go.
You do
and
one of
grab-
these.
Yeah. Perfect.
That's prop money. I don't have that many hundreds in real life.
And I'll say, this pays better than your jobs. Get it. And hope that people will exit the door at least.
Wow.
All right. Would
To
you like
go
to use?
outside.
Is this an enlightenment roll or?
It is absolutely a use of enlightened science.
So I
because
believe-
money is magic.
So this is definitely not vulgar, even though those are all sleepers. Because, fuck, this would work on me. I like
wouldn't
this a
expect
lot.
that.
So I'll let you add your resources onto your enlightenment score for this roll. Difficulty, we'll say, is 6. If you'd like to
Okay.
spend primal energy, not quintessence that you use, to lower the difficulty, go for it.
I suppose that feels appropriate given Primal Utilities' financial connections.
Would you like to spend a willpower?
I feel confident enough.
Okay.
I shouldn't have said that, but 1. Sorry, I'm re-rolling 1 die. And I got 1 success after my subtracted 1. So I had 2 successes, but a 1 was in there too.
If you'd like to make this an extended test,
Yep, I'm continuing to throw bills.
or we'll
If-
say it's like you were doing it during your speech.
Yeah.
But you will get automatic paradox for each roll you get on this. Each roll you make for this. I think that's the rolling for extended tests.
entirely worth it.
It's like 1 point of paradox, and
Yeah. So my second roll. Ah, 4 successes.
are you satisfied with 4 successes?
With the original one from the first one, yes. I feel like 5 is a solid total.
Yeah, that's really solid. There is a mad dash as these people go for that money. This isn't their average everyday FBI agent they're dealing with here. And the Death Sergeant's like, "What can I do for you, sirs?"
Start drafting a statement. One of the things we're going to say is money is no object in solving this.
You're the FBI agents here for the kidnapping, I take it.
I clear my throat at that point and step in front of Smith and actually kick in the old FBI reflexes, pull out the badge, just cover the face piece, the whole Dean and
Mhm.
Sam flip. Yeah, we're from the Cleveland Field Office. We'll be taking over the investigation for at least the next 72 hours. We're going to need to see everything you have, including the body, and we're going to need a office space to work in, and I just moldered this guy.
Okay. So Detective Jones was in charge of this, and he's down the hall and to the right.
Then we will go Mulder, Scully, Detective Jones, too.
Yeah, and where's the family?
I don't know. In there?
All right, we'll go talk to him then.
He's got that like 1,000-yard stare of a man who is accosted by a large crowd of people. All right, Detective Jones seems to be giving some kind of like whiteboard, like talking, not quite like a conference room, but he's talking with his team over what they know, and it's not a lot, and they have seemingly no leads. But the family's here, so maybe they might know something, because we have no idea who any of these people are. We got no fingerprints. Dental records, the system is currently down. That car had no license plate on it. We didn't get a VIN. No one heard a name. No kidnapping ransom request has come in yet. Who are you?
Flip badge. Cleveland Field Office.
Oh, thank God.
We're the cavalry.
Oh, thank God.
Speaking of which, it'd be great if you could take my friends Agent Sal and
Of course I can take his coat. Here,
Agent
take a
Nora
seat.
here and escort them to the morgue.
Sure, right away.
Where the body is.
Sergeant, can you? He just has a sergeant take care of that.
I would rather examine the backpack first.
Oh, the family has that. They are actually sitting in one of the interrogation interview rooms.
All right, well then I'll go with the other agent to the morgue, and if someone could get that for me, I would love to look at that.
Oh, your phone dings. You got like the medical information. It's like a steroid. I don't know specifics about steroids.
Is it common, uncommon dosage? Where can she get it a variety of places?
So, okay, give me a medicine and perception for your search on this.
For any of our viewers, I am a medical research librarian in real life.
Yeah.
Must be intimidating trying to come up with stuff for this this player.
What was my threshold for success?
6.
5 successes.
What the fuck, woman?
You picked the.
I know. I wasn't expecting 5. Okay. Most pharmacies can get it. It's not like a super common thing that they would just have around, like migraine medicine or like like the standard like asthma medication. But like local clinics would have it. You did say veterinarians earlier would have something similar. Hospitals, yes, for sure.
You share this before we split up?
Yes.
I'll tell you, we can also find out who distributes the device. That'll help you narrow down the supplier. It'll be on the machine, I assume, in the backpack.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a Yamaha machine.
Like, is there a name? We don't need the specific name if you don't have it, but like the name of the medical supplier.
Yeah, who makes the actual equipment?
It doesn't matter.
Okay. Continue.
Okay, who would like to go first? With doing stuff.
I say we do the body first, since the talkers just did talking.
Okay. You go down to the morgue. It's unfortunately not Rokul Kohli working as the medical examiner. God, I love iZombie. That instead a very dour woman waiting for you, and it's just, I have other things to do, right? I'm not supposed to just wait around for the FBI. It's in that one, points at like the wall of the drawers, what they're called. John Doe, he shot himself in the head once. Autopsy not done, because I was told to wait.
You were told correctly. We would like this prepped for an autopsy immediately.
Oh, she looks at her empty wrist. Oh, look at that. I have an appointment.
I'm sure that you have an appointment with the crowd out front who have questions. And with a quick phone call, that crowd could be around back with questions as well.
I hate you so much. You just read that on her eyes. She gets to work. She puts him on the slab. She does other prep. She gets the tools out. It's ready to go.
Thank you. You'll find that you can exit around the back quite safely for that appointment.
She literally just goes into like her little coffee nook and makes herself a pot of coffee.
Oh, actually, Nora was pulling out her phone to order her. She's already finished that thermos of coffee, so she was like pulling out her phone to, I don't know, get Grubhub, Starbucks, something. And she goes over and gets like a cup of coffee.
No.
But okay, I was gonna order from Grubhub anyway. Like, do you want something from Starbucks?
No.
Okay. Attempted socialization denied. Got it. Have fun.
Yeah. You're looking around. You don't know why she's like giving you this attitude. It's not like there's literally not like other bodies here. Like, I don't know how many bodies in a morgue is a normal amount of bodies, but this is a normal amount of bodies for a morgue. I was gonna say there's a lot stacked up, but then you guys would just start going, "Why are there so many bodies?" I know better than to do that in a investigative game.
Before you know, we'll be looking for something like, oh boy. All right.
You'll
Nora-
excuse me for asking, Dr. Goodman, as my senses are artificial, but does that pot of coffee she made smell curiously like roofing tar?
Rosie doesn't drink coffee.
That is not what it should smell like.
So if you look
It
over,
smells like if you burn it.
she thinks you're not looking, and in the back of the coffee maker, she's just pouring like gin into it.
Oh, Nora looks back at Sal and says, she's not actually interested in the coffee.
I understand. Alcoholism is a very dangerous disease among the unenlightened.
Okay, why don't you start the autopsy?
Dr. Nora is instantly uncomfortable.
Oh, right. This is where I have no domain knowledge, so...
This is medicine and intelligence.
I mean, I can just do the role. I have no way to narrate an autopsy.
You
I'm
don't
not
need to
clever
narrate an
enough.
autopsy. Let's save some time.
And Nora is 100% happy to let you do like most of the actual dirt. She's not opposed to the dirty work, but you're less likely to contaminate something.
All we need to know is, do you pick up a scalpel or does your hand turn into scalpels?
I don't think anyone took anything that cool.
I mean, I have enough cybernetics that I'm kind of like walking paradox now, so it wouldn't be unusual for there to be a scalpel in my wrist, but let's not and say we did. I guess my question to you, Rosie, I've got one entropy, one life. That makes me a pretty good interpreter of an autopsy, and I was going to stack that in, but if you've got better spheres, comparable spheres, we could even get an I'm helping on this. You are on mute.
3 matter, 3 life, 2 prime, 3 medicine, 4 perception, 4 intelligence, 4 academics, biology.
So, with matter and life 1, you could do an effect that's like, I would like to just like analyze this body. You could do a quick, clean autopsy if that is within your paradigm.
I mean, it 100% is. And she thinks of it not so much as like it's magic isn't real, but she's very good at this, and just simply minimizes the amount of cutting necessary, and she knows exactly what she needs to look at. She's
Efficient.
very efficient.
Yeah, I mean, assuming we have comparable paradigms, we could actually like co-work on that effect as we have life and matter together, and then use that to boost
Sure.
the
I'll
intelligence medicine roll.
Sure. So
just
Ben, what do you want?
if you give me a Arete plus medicine roll. Difficulty is 4 because it's 3 plus the the highest sphere used, which is 1.
So you said Arete,
Enlightenment difficulty 4, Arete and medicine.
Arete, and medicine.
Mm-hmm.
Remember all the successes I rolled earlier?
No.
I got 1.
Okay.
Oh wait, no. You said difficulty 4. I have 3 successes.
Okay, and Rhett. Sorry, Sal.
Oh, that is it's 2 10s and 3 1s, so that's a total failure.
Okay, so we have 3 successes.
Yes.
So, with the instructive experience knowledge of Dr. Nora and the robotic murder hands of Sal, the body is swiftly dissected, examined, and cleaned out. And your analysis is perfect. So he's got some cholesterol buildup, stuff you'd expect for a retiree. While the brain was, impacted by a bullet, with your effects, you're able to basically make a model of what it looked like. The brain is not abnormal. No tumors, no. What are the burst blood vessels?
Aneurysms.
No aneurysms formed. Perfectly healthy, if not aged brain. No signs of damage from concussions. Healthy brain.
So nothing that would
suggest a a fugue state or a sudden shift in behavior. He was, based on the biology, he was in control of his faculties.
What about toxicology?
A lot of caffeine. Like, he was staying up all night. A negligible amount of alcohol. As if, he took a swig from a flask before he did it. But nothing else in the system. Not even nicotine.
Weird question.
Oh, also, very physically fit. Not like a ripped 6-pack or anything, but for his age, he could play a decent game of tackle football. Without fear of injury. He could run probably a half marathon. In shape guy.
What does his pulmonary passage look like? How's his heart?
Healthy. Some cholesterol built up from years and years of cheeseburgers and stakeout food. But nothing unusual. Also, no technocratic implants were left in him. No signs of being a victim of technocratic medical experiments, progenitors. Iteration X.
Strange how you knew the question before I asked it.
It's my favorite dark secret in cult.
Okay, next question from me. Any off-market vitamins? Anything that might be related to, what was it called? Pow Pow?
Health Pal. So I assume you have some sort of drug pharmaceutical database. You've got your stuff hooked up to do like your tox screens and all sorts of stuff.
I
A
am
little
that
bit,
girl.
a little bit actually.
As though it was taken in small quantity, or as though it was leaving his system.
Taken in small quantities, not regularly, but it's there. Their products specifically, there is some kind of chemical like signature. Basically, it's nothing malicious. It's just I don't know, like their secret ingredient or whatever that I cannot name because I don't know what it is as a person.
Okay. I think that's tapped out my obvious questions.
But he is absolutely taking Health Pal supplements,
Thank you.
or was. Yeah, he's dead. Was.
Well, Doctor, I think we
X notes.
can
Yeah, he's dead.
conclude here then.
Hole in the head.
Oh, was it one shot that killed him? And did he actually die from the bullet?
Oh, he absolutely died from blowing his brains out.
Okay. I know we have footage of him shooting himself, but does the wound actually look self-inflicted?
Yes, there's gunpowder residue on the mark. There is some singeing from the heat, and there's a large hole in his head.
Okay, I just wanted to verify that that is what actually happened, and people with similar skill sets to our own are involved in otherwise.
The coroner comes back and, oh yeah, okay, it looks like you already found the bone pieces that were in that bag. Okay, yeah. You done yet? Did you start yet?
Oh, we're done.
What? Looks at like the the stapled up torso, and just throws her cup in the trash. No more of that. Okay, let's switch back to our other two.
One tiny thing
Sure.
on scene exit though. As soon as I see her, like her eyes turn towards the trash to huck the cup, I actually quietly stash the bag of bone pieces in a breast pocket.
Done. You successfully squirrel away the skull fragments. All right. My other team.
So you're the good cop, right?
I think your microphone switched again.
Oh, is this better?
No, same.
I'm going to switch to the headset then.
Okay. And after this scene, we'll probably take our break.
Testing.
I think you're still using your webcam microphone.
I have to turn that off first. Okay. And this is working well. Yes, no.
Not really.
Is this any better?
Oh my god, there we go.
Okay.
Awesome.
Turns out the headset wasn't working.
Awesome.
So I was saying, Karchak, you're the good cop, right? Your charisma.
Are we gonna good cop, bad cop the grieving family? Yes, I'm the good cop.
I mean, if we have to. So okay.
We can make that happen.
Well, they're right in that room. They're pretty, hysterical, or at least the wife is. take however long you want. Let me know if I can do anything for you, says Detective Jones. Very much trying to hide the relief that someone has taken this case off his hands.
A green tea with honey.
Absolutely. He like not quite skips, but he's like, nah.
Get him out of here. Just go.
All right, you go in. Sarah,
Before we go in, I will say, might want to look around here for any extra dimensional things. If they were following the kid, who knows if they follow the parents?
Yep, that's a good idea.
Okay. Going in, they look like a kind of standard Midwestern couple, Caucasian, dark hair, modestly dressed, despite their great wealth that you know of or you suspect. The wife has been crying all night. Her name is Abigail. Abigail and John. He is trying to be strong for her. Hello, detectives. Has there been any news?
Not
I
the
will
kind
let-
that you want.
Has something happened to our baby? I'm not gonna do any more of that. But that's her current state of like.
I'm actually going to let Smith go in first, and while he breaks the ice, I'll walk up to the two-way glass, make sure nobody's around, and use that to scan for dimensional anomalies.
Okay. You walk by. There's a couple flies in the room. What's going on? Says.
So it's not that kind of news. Don't worry. There's no bad update. We have a couple of theories on who the person in the morgue is. And we have been sent in to ensure that this case gets solved. So we need to speak with you. I know you've probably spoken with detectives already. And Abigail, this is going to be hard.
I'm sorry. Who are you?
Oh, my name is Agent Smith. The FBI has been called in because there is a chance that this goes across state lines.
Oh,
And so it is
lines.
beyond merely, we're making sure that doesn't happen, but if we weren't involved, who knows? So we're being cautious, we're being careful. And, oh, please, if there's anything I can get you. And at this point, for the first time, Agent Smith takes off his glasses and uses his sunglasses as his focus for his mind to effect, to relax, trust me, calm down on Abigail first, but if they can, also get John,
Okay.
both target.
So you'll need 2 successes in order to affect her, right? 3 to get both of them, because it's 1 for yourself, 2 for somebody else, and then another 1 for each individual person, right?
Yeah.
So you can give me an enlightenment roll. So
I'm
that's
spending
it.
a willpower.
Okay, so that's 1 auto success, and I will say difficulty 9.
Glad I spent that willpower, because that's the only one I got, but I got 1.
Okay. You feel a strong mental ward around them.
Huh. I put my sunglasses back on as I get suspicious.
And
As I
you
continue to
hear
try
the
to calm
buzzing of flies as you're trying to break through, like static but fly buzzing, and suddenly the room's just full of them. There's like 12 of these bad boys in here now. Tyler, if you'd like to use your enlightenment, difficulty is 4 to perceive beyond the veil.
All successes, so 3.
Nice. So there's not like a large creeping entity over them, but you do see a lot of flies, and you're actually seeing them cross over from the penumbra into our meat space. I don't, yeah, the material. But once they're here, they don't give off any aura or anything that's different than a fly.
Well, then, I will begin with my offensive gauntlet field generator,
Okay.
which I pull it out, and it's a bracelet made out of wolf hair. Maybe it's a little bloody, don't ask. And it's got a bunch of wires intertwined through it like fiber optic cables.
There's the science. All right.
I put it on, and I will attempt to raise the difficulty of the gauntlet in this area.
Okay. So I guess that's difficulty. I feel like Gauntlet has special difficulty modifiers.
It does, and I have my cool spell card, and we could look at it and see.
Awesome.
What's the base level here now?
So it's two.
In a police station in Cleveland. It's probably not high. I
There,
mean, not low.
there's a lot of anger in this place.
True.
And there's a lot of stasis. I gotta get to the page where it goes over. Let's see. That's.
Kudos on you for looking. I would have just randomly picked something by now.
Listen. Listen. These people know. Mage. Don't let me torn apart. Okay. You are downtown.
Yep.
So 8.
And they're still getting through.
There's a lot that aren't
Disturbing.
getting through.
Okay.
It's
I will spend 2 quintessence to bring that down to a 6.
All right. There is. I don't want to say it's a step
Primal
above
energy.
swarm, maybe 2 steps above swarm amount of flies in the penumbra.
I pull out my matching laser pointer.
Mhm.
Quietly apologize to Sal. Push a button. They probably notice their battery drains a little, and I take 2 primal energy out of myself. Ooh, 3 successes again.
Nice. So the flies here die off all at once, and nothing else gets through.
How does the family react to that?
Yeah.
They seem to be taking notice of the flies for the very first time.
That's when I walk in. And
I introduce you as my fellow FBI agent.
we'll do some thieves can't hear, technocracy can't, and I'll say, oh, by the way, while I was walking down here, and I say something that sounds perfectly mundane to them, but cues in Smith that that was definitely a reality breach. Whatever he just did caused a reality breach, and something didn't like it.
You said you had questions for us?
Yes.
Abigail is clutching the backpack to her chest. Like a teddy bear.
So it looks from the footage that the attackers wanted the backpack.
I don't know why. Maybe
Neither
maybe
do
they thought there
we.
was money in it. But it's just her
What
medicine.
are you shopping for?
Doing our weekly grocery shopping.
Do you always do it at that day around that time?
Yeah. The lines aren't as long. And we don't. Just when we go, and then we make dinner when we get home. She's too small to help right now, but she's trying.
Can I inspect the bag?
Of course. So that's her pump. Like they go, like that's her pump. There's her medication. I help her hook up this bit, and she's got like shunts on her side.
So while he's looking, I scroll through the data that we all swiped each other in the car.
Mm-hmm.
I ask a series of mundane questions, and in the middle, I casually slip in. We always have to ask about if you might have any enemies, Mr. What's his last name again?
Balfour.
Mr. John. Mr. Balfour.
You also
And
call him the Reverend.
I randomly list a couple people that our research showed didn't like him, and then I drop the name of the child protective person in there too, and gauge his reaction.
Oh, their faces instantly change, both of them. That woman criminally tried to take our daughter away from us without any basis. 2 years ago. Do you think she's involved?
I don't know. When's the last time you saw her?
At court 2 years ago?
Are you sure?
Yes. She would know better than come around us.
And I'll need Smith's help for this. You can blame my fiance in real life, but I'm gonna sit them down and we're gonna criminal minds them, where they take them into their little mindscape and see if they can pull their memories out, see if they actually remember anything strange from their last few shopping trips. I'm gonna make them think they're looking for her, but maybe they'll recognize the other guy stalking them, memorizing their pattern.
Do you want to
And
show
then
them a picture of him?
Yeah.
So you want to show the autopsy photo or
No. Whatever random photo we can pull from the Technocracy database, like his ID photo without
Okay.
the ID.
Okay. Hey,
If necessary, Smith can throw in some mind dots.
Why do you have a photo of Zach?
Zach, you said?
Yeah, Zach. He's a member of our congregation. See, I'm a
We're
preacher at the Church of the Parabolic Angel. It's a fantastic religion. And he starts going into his spiel.
Yeah, I cut him off. Zach may be able to provide some information, and we're connecting all of the dots. How did you know? You said Zach goes to your church?
Yeah, he's been a member for like 3 years. Excellent congressman. Helped out with our charitable events. I said congressman, but you know what I mean.
Congregant.
Yeah.
When's
Did
the last time you saw him?
Last Sunday, he was at church.
Did you tell the people at church, that you did your weekly shopping trips here at Costco? You ever talk about that?
Oh yeah, we're always talking about, when we get to chatting, it's kind of a tight community. People these days don't really know their neighbors, and we like to view the church as like a social network. It's not like impeded by those West Coast elitists that are always trying to bring down our society from within with their horrible corrupting influence. And we chat about all sorts of things, like, there's a sale going on here, and
So, who did Zach run with in the church? Was he close with any other congregants?
Oh, he was a friend of ours. Do you think he's caught up in this? He was friendly with everybody. He helped people out. Somebody needed help doing an errand around their house. Like, say they needed to put up new gutters or something, he was there. Real handyman, that guy.
What exactly do you remember about the attack and your assailants?
Well, I know he had a mustache. Why do you ask?
Did he say anything to you?
No. Well, he said something to his partner about, I gotta get the bag or something in a deep voice that I didn't recognize.
But they specifically wanted this bag, so I hope you don't mind, but we're gonna need this for our investigation. It may help us find your child, so I'm sure that you're okay with parting with the bag.
I mean, can I keep the bag and you can just have its contents?
Strangely enough, the bag may also help.
Okay. Okay. If it'll help get our daughter back,
No stone left unturned.
thank you. But you think Zach's involved with this?
We don't have any firm theories yet.
Well, we trusted him.
At this stage, we have to suspect everyone. It doesn't mean anyone's guilty, though.
Oh. His name is Zach Nowicki.
Definitely write that down, as if it was important and real. Zach, you say, okay. Did anybody ever threaten your family? You know, public figures that make speeches sometimes get whack-a-mole crazies coming out of the woodworks. Did you ever get hate mail like that?
I mean, we're going down to, the local college and doing, trying to save their souls and whatnot. The students, they shout stuff at us. Sometimes they spray paint penises on our home.
But no violent threats in the last month in writing.
Violence? No, nothing. We don't know why anyone would strike now. Strike is a weird
Did it have
word for
something
me
to do
use.
with the fact that the world's going to end in 3 days? Straight face.
You've been on our website.
That's correct.
Nope.
Listen, we can't. I can't. That's right. Our thorough analysis of the Bible, including the chapters that those papists at the Council of Nicaea didn't want to include, revealed to us the Lord's plan through the parabolic angel, his messenger. This Tuesday evening is when he returns. And Abigail
happens
pipes
then?
up, and I couldn't stand to not be raptured with my daughter. God will rapture us all.
How's that work?
All right, let's break out the Bible. Yeah.
Did they say anything weird about their theory of how rapturing works?
The non-believers go to hell and suffer and be destroyed. I'm not going to get into it because that break sounds pretty
All
sweet right now.
I'm only looking
But
for
they do
anomalies.
mention the plagues of Egypt as a show of God's might.
Why the frogs?
She thought they were cute.
Frogs eat flies. Smith says out of nowhere, looking at the flies on the ground.
Yeah, I guess they do.
Your daughter ever talked about special friends? Imaginary friends, angels of the Lord, you know.
Well, she's a preacher's daughter. Of course she talked about angels.
Were
Yes,
you ever
but
visited?
does she talk about them as if she can truly see them and speak to them and interact with them?
No. Nothing like that. Cute things like an angel's watching over us, Daddy.
Do you ever, give it a name?
No.
So, what were you doing when all this happened, John?
Oh, I was going over some stuff at home. Doing some yard work.
Side-eye Smith, here we go. Alone?
Well, yeah, the riding mower only does one.
Is there any way we could confirm that,
take
John?
great pride in my lawn. Any of my neighbors will tell you every week.
You have a front door camera?
No, nothing like that.
Nothing like that? So there's no way we could confirm your whereabouts at the time.
Listen, only by the grace of God, who is watching us always. Just have faith. And you can talk to any of my neighbors. They will tell you I'm there every Thursday evening while they're at Costco making that lawn a sign for him above.
So it was normal that you'd be home when this happened.
Yeah. Fun fact, I once met a guy who referred to mowing his lawn like that.
He seemed awful cool, calm, and collected about being not so underhandedly accused of being involved.
You know where Zach lives?
Yeah. He
Can you share that information with us?
Yeah, let me call up my assistant, and she'll send over his information. She handles the shipping information. He's a supplement salesman.
He's a supplement salesman. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He'd go around and talk to all sorts of folks, right?
Yeah. Hey, here's a question for you guys. How are your amino acids doing? Are they in balance? Did you know your amino acids can be both too high and too low?
Deadpan, full eye contact. I don't have any.
Oh, we gotta fix that with some health pow. Pow pow!
John, I've got more important things. My amino acids can wait.
You know that the doctor would want a sample.
There might be some at his house.
I would hope the supplement salesman will have supplements. And we can always just order them online if we have to. I'm sure we can buy them.
Oh, but then if you do it, you can sign up to be in our Admirals Club, and you can get people working underneath you, become your own boss. They're going hard now into this. It's like they smell blood in the water.
So money. No, you mentioned it. Was Zach a good salesman? Did he make a lot of money?
He
Or was
wasn't like a top guy, but
financially?
he had consistent, reliable sales.
So money wasn't a problem for him.
No.
You should probably buy health insurance, by the way. Just a free piece of advice.
How do you know about that? Are we under investigation?
No stone.
Do you think we had something to do with our daughter?
With
I was tasered.
Abigail, we saw you defend your child.
So why would
That's
you
true.
even look into us then?
7 out of 10 cases.
Yep.
When a child goes missing.
My wife and I don't have to sit here and take these accusations. If you have anything, we will be at home.
You don't need
with
to,
our lawyer
but
on
if
speed
you
dial.
Want us to solve your case? Not cooperating could be viewed as penal code XYZ under state law of obstruction of justice.
Give me
That would never have to happen.
Give me a manipulation and law roll, please.
Okay.
Difficulty is 7. I think this is your best roll, actually.
It's up there. With 0. Because I got 2 1s and 2 successes.
Well, it's not a botch. They calm down a little bit, but they're going to insist to have their lawyer in the room going forward.
So, that's our cue to wrap it for now, but I want to hand them each a business card in case they think of anything else. I'm a correspondence mage. These are tracking devices.
Nice.
Awesome. Okay. Cool. Peace be with you, and they're gonna leave first. And with that, we're gonna take our break. We'll be back in 5-10 minutes or so. So I would say don't go anywhere, but I'm not a cop. Do whatever you want. All right. See you soon. I'm Big Dad, and this is Action News. Cleveland, a young girl has been kidnapped. The FBI is on the case. Let's go now to our reporter in the field. One of you is the reporter. I don't know. I lost it.
Waiting for a press release from the police after a wad of cash was thrown out the front door. Soon, we are expecting someone to come outside and give us an update.
Or more money. Okay. So they have told you that they are going home. You all can meet up at this moment if you wish.
Yeah, you probably catch Nora going out to probably the front to meet their whoever was delivering their coffee from Starbucks.
Hold up the backpack as like a symbol of like, yeah, we got it.
Thank you.
We interviewed the family, except for the fact that they're like extreme religious fanatics are pretty normal. Oh, there's like a whole bunch of ghost flies. They're dead in the room. Nora, you might want to check them out. Probably should have led with that.
Ghost flies? You mean
Yeah,
extra dimensional beings?
They came from another reality, and we killed them because they were deviant.
Huh.
Yeah, I find saying ghost is easier than saying the acronym.
Sample for sample, Agent Krychek. I retrieved these off of our former agent, and I pass over the
Bones?
bag of skull fragments. I believe your analytic techniques differ from ours.
Yes. I'll see what I can find out.
Yeah. The deceased. Look, I'm assuming there's no one around us right now. Like we're.
There's like some cops milling about trying to like overhear.
I wanted to make sure there weren't like the vulture-esque reporters being like, "We're here because you didn't ask if you were alone." Okay.
You
great.
think
I
I'm
feel like
the
that's me,
person
not
to do
bad.
gotcha journalism?
I mean, I know you, babe.
I haven't done that in half a decade.
But she says the deceased looks to have been healthy. They did die of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. There was nothing abnormal with their brain that would suggest mood swings or sudden change of behavior or lack of faculties. There was a small sample of health POW vitamins in his system, but overall, healthy.
Indeed, a
time you're
most
saying that-
boring specimen.
Sorry. The whole time you're saying that, I got this little device that I'm feeding the skull bits through. You can hear the engine whirring and crunching of bone fragments being powdered.
Actually, I think we should walk to the interview room so we can check out those flies and not have any cops hear us.
I'll tell you something not boring on the way and explain to them how Zach has been going to their church for years as one of their better salespeople for this product.
Who is Zach?
George.
Oh.
They
We have
know
his
him
home
as-
address.
Yeah, we should definitely check this out, but they knew him as someone totally different. And if he wasn't being manipulated, that means this was a long-term conscious plan by him.
She looks at the backpack once they're alone. She doesn't want anyone to hear this. She's like, I really want to take a look at the medication in there and see if it's actually the medication that she's supposed to be on or if it's something else. And maybe see if we can figure out if it's being manufactured by Health POW or a legal manufacturer.
You'd also definitely check out those dead flies that crossed interdimensional space
Oh,
to prevent
yeah.
Agent Smith, specifically to prevent Agent Smith from using his tried and true practice psychological manipulation routines to get information from the family.
It was quite strange.
Would you say they were attempting to interfere or that they were attempting to protect
Yes.
his family? The flies were interfering.
I'm not sure. They could have just been drawn to the family even. I'm not ready to make a firm proclamation of why these flies were here yet.
He chuckles and says, "Well, Beelzebub flies. Maybe the devil's here."
Interesting that they talk about the plagues of Egypt. Looks at flies. Looks at frog backpack.
It's a
It's
it's a
a
ladybug backpack. The
Oh.
frog was on their website. Can I get an
Singular.
intelligence roll from everybody? And just straight intelligence. Rhett, your difficulty is 3. Everyone else is 6.
3 successes.
2.
1.
Trace.
Thinking about, let's see, flies and frogs. You remember when he shot himself, he was standing in front of the aquarium section, and his blood filled the water behind him in the tank, turning it into a river of blood.
Most curious indeed.
So what's that leave?
Well, we have water turning to blood, frogs, lice, flies. I believe we have a firstborn child to concern ourselves with, but the outstanding ones would be death of livestock, boils, hail, and locusts.
I
Well-
always forget about the boils.
Those don't sound fun.
Indeed, they sound quite unpleasant.
Remember that movie, The Prince of Egypt? Remember when like fire just rained from the sky for no reason in the middle of it? What was up with that?
Oh, I thought you were going to say that started.
No, I'm just curious. Why was that in the movie? Not like the end when they're trying to escape, but like in the middle. That's confused me since I've seen it.
It was very cinematic.
Look, you could do that.
Look
Why
good.
not lead with that? I don't know. Anyway.
Do I sense anything odd from the bone fragments when I ran them through my extra-dimensional universal capacitor?
No.
Okay.
Can
He
I
was
throw?
apparently not infected by extra-dimensional entities, simply the parents and the child.
Oh, as you're on the way out, the desk sergeant, like, hey, some guy saying he was your driver, left this car key for you and said he parked it in the parking garage.
Also, does Nora find anything weird about ghost flies?
Yeah, what do you want me to roll for that?
You want to use life or do you want to use medicine?
Life.
Then give me that life roll.
Straight life, or is it life arete?
Oh, it's just enlightenment.
Okay.
Difficulty is 4.
3 successes?
These have only been alive for minutes, but they are fully formed.
So I don't see any evidence of like an actual birth cycle, or
No marks of aging.
are they
Their
indigenous to the
intestinal
area?
tract, their whatever the fly equivalent of a intestinal tract is empty, as if
So they
they've
didn't
never
even-
eaten anything.
Are they indigenous to the area, or are they?
No, they're not. They're
Where are they
from
indigenous
they're
to?
from Eastern Africa.
Where Egypt is?
They're more than just Egypt, but yeah,
Okay.
the number of countries are covered.
Hmm.
You know, like Kenya and Sudan and other countries.
Where he went to. John
Possibly.
traveled to the Department of State. Uh-huh.
Does anyone
Definitely
want to
check
research? You want to double check that? Give me an occult and intelligence roll.
If the difficulty is 6,
It
that's
is
2.
6. 2. Okay, it's never straight up said, but there's references to something you've heard of before. That's a cult that Technoxy used to watch. The Cult of the Bloody Tongue.
Hmm.
I know you know that. I know Tyler knows what that is.
Yeah. Gnarly.
Mm-hmm. I should take away your willpower for that. Yeah, but with 2 successes, you don't know much about them. You've heard there is a cult that was majorly active there probably about 80 years ago.
Interesting. I want to see before we head out, and then someone else can take the wheel. But I want to see where our friendly neighborhood super church pastor is actually going after us convincing him he's a target of suspicion. So I pull up my tracker, and because I'm going to use magic for this, enlightened science for this, the
As
tracker
you-
doesn't just show us where they are; it actually we can hear what they're saying too.
Yeah, you hear water flowing, and it turns off, then you hear a tearing sound. And then you see him exit the bathroom in front of you.
Okay. Oh, they're still here. I see what you're doing there. What about her?
She's nearby, like sitting on a bench. It's like an
Keep that on and
anchorman when he
see where they
blows
go
the
when they
conch
leave.
horn, and it's like, what do you want? We were here the whole time. They go out the front. Pictures of the family haven't really been shared at this point. For their privacy. They will leak soon, probably. And then you hear him just start talking about the end of days, repent, sinners, God's eye will be upon. He is definitely doing some street preaching now.
I'll mute that for an hour and then
And
see
then
where we're
you
at.
hear her getting into a car and driving.
Is street
And then she goes
preaching-
to her home address.
Is that
and you hear a
something
lot
grieving
of crying.
fathers do?
What, Rose?
Is street preaching something grieving fathers do? Nora's trying to figure out if this is normal behavior or if it demonstrates that he's not really that worried.
Crazy cults are crazy cults. Who knows?
Okay.
People do all sorts
That's
of things with
what
grief.
Abe thinks.
I have run over 10 million crime scene investigation simulations in the lab, and an act of preaching from a grieving family member has never been a part of any of them.
How many of them had a prediction of doomsday within like a week?
At least 1% of them.
I like.
I am a product of my creators.
There are a lot of people who proclaim doomsday, is the point. That does seem a little odd, though. I was
Because
almost feeling
that's
bad about
how-
accusing him, but I'm not anymore.
You accused
It
him?
was. Well, we needed to know where he was. Who knows who's involved in this? Clearly, the attackers knew the child. If they know the child, what are the odds that they might know the parents?
Mm.
How many abducted children are found with relatives? What are the odds on that, Sal?
It's World of Darkness, so that answer is skewed a bit.
Sure. It's still
Regardless,
probably
Oh,
not
yeah.
a great
it
number,
is a
no
highly
matter if you cut it
outcome.
in half or
All right, so it's still a very high number. All right.
at least I would assume. Sad truths about the world. And so, yes, the father is potentially a person of interest. We can't rule him out.
All right, where to next?
Zach's house.
Zach's house. And while we're going there, can I attempt to use... I feel like using correspondence to just find the child is not going to work. But could I try to, through the scientific style, I am tapping into the network of all the cameras that could have picked up this car as it left the scene that I knew it left from, and trying to piece together even a few shots of where this car might have been picked up by some street cameras. I don't know if I can do that with correspondence 2 or not.
And they've been
Not.
gone
Maybe I
for.
can do it with 3 and help them out.
Well, if the two of you are working,
Oh,
it
well,
will
then you would take the lead even.
It will take a lot of time to go through every traffic camera in Ohio.
What about
or
gas
it-
stations?
So, and then I want to do a mind effect so I can multitask and constantly be going through the feed of the cameras
God, I
while
love.
doing other stuff.
God, I love when mages realize they can do that.
It's wonderful, and it only it's a separate task, but I can split my attention.
Mhm.
So that works. Yes, I can at least
Yeah.
attempt this.
Yeah.
My focus for this will be my flag pin. I'll think about the paradigm that might makes right. And sometimes when you're mighty, you've got to do a lot of things at once. You can't fight on just one front. And you have to split your attention, but still be giving it your all. And focus on his roll, an 8, a 0, and an 8. So 3 successes.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, Relar Kolth. You can definitely do that.
I will also not just use correspondence but forces to speed up the power and efficiency of his processor, since he can split his attention that way. He can get the data faster. Might burn his tablet out later, but whatever.
Yeah, no, it's company issued. It's not like I paid for this.
Okay.
I assume their supercomputer phones can do more than the average.
And I will say that you don't need to roll again for the data effect, because we can just say your effect combined the two into one, because the mind one, I think, was higher than the data one.
Yeah.
Also 880 for that first roll.
And we're getting towards midnight, so I'm saving some time. All right, you're still on you arrive at Zach's house, or sorry, George's house. It is standard one car garage, let's say it's a ranch style home, nicely painted, well maintained. The lawn might not be up to Midwest standards, but it's not bad.
Soon the lights are all off. Looks like no one's home.
Yep. There's a neighbor next door clipping his hedge on a Friday afternoon. Also, you now have like a regular whatever the new version of like the Crown Vic is that you're driving around in.
You want to send this guy inside by telling him you're FBI and you need him to go inside for 5 minutes so he can bust into this door without him seeing?
We need to bust in?
I assume it's a locked door.
Looks at Sal. I presume you can handle this door? In other words, do you have matter dots and pick the lock?
I am adept at several forms of non-voluntary entry.
Are they obvious to people who might be looking? Or can you do it stealthily?
I can be discreet.
Is it like Inspector Gadget's like the key that comes out of his fingertip? Oh my God,
by
you're
all
Inspector Gadget.
I will still throw off the neighbor though, because that's smart.
Hey there.
I'll walk up to him and start street preaching, like I heard the other guy do. Like, we're from the church. That's why we're here.
Oh, you know
What if he
George.
falls for it?
I do know George. How's your soul?
It's doing great.
Are you sure? And I yes, Nora.
Okay, I want to double check to make sure Ben didn't slip up. Did the neighbor call him George or Zach?
George, not Zach.
Thank you.
I go to pull out a pamphlet and start talking to him. like a Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm very interested to hear more about your religion. You
I
want to come
invite myself
inside, get
into-
some lemonade? My wife makes
invite-
a tasty glass of lemonade.
I invite myself in and wave Smith over.
You go
All
in,
right,
and the first thing you notice,
And I will whisper to Smith before we get inside. He called him George.
there's a big white fluffy cat in the neighbor's house, covered in
Mhm.
bandages.
Okay.
Well, for why?
Oh, that's George's cat.
Did
Why is he
break
all in
out a window?
bandages?
Oh, he's got these terrible boils all over him.
Oh,
He asked me to take him to the vet while he was out of town
Oh,
and feed him.
mind if I take a look? That poor kitty. Discreetly
Yeah.
snaps pictures and sends to Nora.
Look, tell me more about this Jehovah character.
I would like Smith to do the enlightened science, so I will actually roll to double speak this guy for the scene, and then not actually do the double speak.
Yeah.
so what are we trying to get out of him? Trying to
he,
get.
he called him George. Read his
He
mind.
knows that it's George,
Yeah,
but he doesn't know him as that. Huh. Okay.
and I'm gonna just do expression and charisma to sweet talk this
Yeah.
guy.
And I will do a mind effect to just
Yeah.
get this person to. Well, I don't even need to. No, I see the fast talking is good. I feel like I don't need the mind effect. That only risks a botch. It might backfire.
Oh yeah. No, he also
Let
goes
the
by
person succeed.
Zach's his middle name that he uses for business. He told me, because sometimes I get his mail, and he keeps trying to sell me on these supplements, but I don't know. Like, I'm pretty potent already.
Clearly, your soul is healthy, your body is healthy. You're a very strong man. I'm sure your wife appreciates it. What's Zach been up to recently? Has he been acting weird?
Oh, George, he's been pretty normal. You know, he loves going to that diner. He asked me to watch his cat, which I've done before. He actually went somewhere.
When did he ask you to watch his cat?
Yesterday morning, actually.
Yesterday morning.
Yeah.
Did he seem?
Said he was going out of town for business. Some Admiral Club meetup or something.
Admiral Club meetup. Okay.
He does love that diner. Shit, what's it called again? I can never remember.
Oh, you ever go with him to Extravaganza?
Yeah, that's the one. Best-
I don't know why he goes there so much.
Best insert egg dish here around.
Did he say when he would be back?
Like a week or so, I think. Why is he in some kind of trouble or?
No. Church friends.
Is anyone checking out the
Yeah.
cat?
There's So yeah, actually, we can take care of this cat. I've got a few pets myself, and I was gonna go to the vet later. I can take care of this.
Okay.
Pastor John says we should always look out for the lesser creatures of the world.
I don't know, Pastor John, but okay. If a pastor told you that, then a pastor told me that. As they say, let Jesus take the wheel.
It's important to have a good co-pilot.
I think we'll
Find
make our
one you
exit
trust.
here. Yes.
Yep.
Je-
But
With the
totally
cat.
take the cat with me. Yeah.
He's
yeah.
like,
I wanna
Jesus
take the
didn't know what
cat,
airplanes were.
And I'm gonna look at the cat with Life 1 with my glasses.
You don't even
Just to
need
get a
to
read
do
of it?
that. It is
Okay.
covered in gross-looking boils
So
that have been bandaged up. Oh wait, here's his medicine.
Oh, thank you. Get the medicine. Check the pharmacy on it just to make note.
It's a local pharmacy. CVS, Eckerd. Eckerd's still around? Walgreens?
Sure. It's
On
not
the way back, I tell Smith. Nora's over there asking why we would ever accuse the parents. How could we not accuse all of these people who worship either your choice of A, a fake entity, or B, a reality deviant? I don't know what's wrong with them.
It's concerning when people are not paranoid enough. It's why so many things end up happening that people don't see coming.
Never trust something you can't see with your eyes.
Do you not trust the wind?
No. The wind
It is
could be a
fickle.
reality deviant. Have you not been to Neptune? I have.
Rose and Rhett, R&R Express. Are you trying to get into the house?
I think that's what Sal is doing.
Before trying to do anything that would damage the house or anything like that, though, probably taking it all in, like giving it a quick casual inspection.
It's well kept. You know how old dudes love taking care of their house? Like, you know, it's kind of like Clint Eastwood in Gran Torino. Like, you know, the neighborhood is way less nice than his house. Not to that extreme, but, like, you don't think this guy gets down on his knees and plants marigolds, but, like, it's a well-kept house.
Nothing particularly suspicious from just sort of looking at it in gross, though.
You're not quite sure how that basketball hoop is still hanging up over the garage with that rusty nail, but that's about it.
Fair enough.
I want to walk around the house
Okay.
and look for. This is going to sound ridiculous, but we've mentioned the plagues of Egypt a couple of times, and we're still looking for livestock pestilence and hail.
You're also looking for boils
and
because
locusts.
you haven't found that yet.
That's true.
The other
I
two.
took pictures and texted them to her.
I mean, they're doing this while you're distracting the neighbor, though.
Yeah.
That's true. Sorry.
So she's looking for hail damage on the house, which, you know, whatever.
I mean, you could
weather
have hail
happens.
damage and not even know about it.
That's true.
Fun fact, Geico's buying me a new roof.
Truth, but are there any dead chickens around or any? Our neighbors have chickens. That's what I'm thinking about.
No, there's nothing of that sort, but he does have a pretty sick grill set up. He's got one of those big green eggs. If you're into grilling,
Damn.
those things are like $1,200 at least.
Yeah, party at George's places.
He
for
might
sure.
even have one of those like Amish-made smokers. They're top of the line.
Okay. I'm guessing Nora can't do the kind of examination of the medication and backpack that she would like to do right now in the back of a car.
I mean, you could. Whatever your foci and devices are.
Then I'm going to do that.
What are your foci and instruments?
She's got.
Rhett, if you want to give me that Enlightenment roll difficulty 5 to break into the house, go for it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna just go ahead and hedge my bets with the willpower.
Awesome.
And the one success from the willpower has saved the day.
So you have one success?
I have one success. 4 and 2 ones, so only one success. And then the willpower, which is the anti-botch in M20.
So no successes then.
There's no successes on the roll, but I did spend the willpower.
Okay, I heard save the day, and I thought that meant your finger doesn't want to quite form to the keyhole at this point, which is unfortunate because I would have given you back a point of willpower for your machine nature. Because you overcame the odds via your cybernetic interface. All right, Rose.
Nora might be Nora's got 3 matter, and essentially a dot in all skills and knowledges. I don't see larceny, but
I generally use Streetwise as larceny.
She does not actually have a dot in Streetwise because that's under a talent. But she can probably pick a lock. Or think she's picking a lock.
Or like vibrating the door or something.
Something like that.
Yeah. I
Alright,
thought you were
Eric-
analyzing some chemicals, though.
Well, if we need to get in the house, I'm gonna do that.
Okay. Difficulty is 5.
2 successes?
2 successes is exactly enough. Boop. Door opens. It's relatively clean inside.
I follow Nora in quietly, like staring daggers at my fingertip the entire time.
I pull on a pair of gloves so that I don't leave like fingerprints. Make sure to wipe my feet before I go in.
Okay. You're in a living room. There's a big TV, comfortable recliner, one of those leather couches with the cup holders in it. Sweet, sweet, obviously a bachelor pad.
John
Rosie
knows
does
how to
not like
live.
those couches.
Not John.
The couch,
George knows how to live.
The couch also reclines with like the legs and everything too.
Ugh.
Those couches are great, by the way. I don't know why you're scowling.
I hate them.
I'm with Ben.
Okay. But she's going to go to see if she can find the bathroom, look in medicine cabinet, check out the nightstand, any medications that might be there.
Why don't you
She's
two
looking-
give me perception and investigation rolls?
Yes.
Difficulty is 6.
Four successes.
That's a lot.
I have a high perception.
Nice.
3 successes, and since this isn't a crime scene, I didn't double up my zeros.
I'll say you can because this is a criminal investigation.
Okay, in that case, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, minus 1 is 5.
Okay. So going through the medicine cabinet and nightstand, a lot of over-the-counter like cold medicine. He's got old people drugs. You know, your knees are, but nothing like brain affecting. Like old people just collect medicine, okay? Going through, you don't really find anything that would like raise an alarm. You don't find any steroids or like sleeping pills, even. If that's what you're looking for. Is there anything in particular you're looking for, Rose? That I haven't named yet.
I want to see if I can find a sample of the Health Pow vitamins.
Oh, he absolutely has those in a big like pallet in his garage.
Perfect. I'm going to want some that are unopened.
There's
and some
actually a number of pallets in his garage. Like a lot.
Are there order slips on them?
Yeah.
Who were they going to?
Well, they're going to him.
Okay, so there's
Sorry,
not
they're going to
order-
Zach. And they're each dated a month apart, going back 3 years.
So he's buying the product and not giving it to anyone?
This is highly typical of salespeople in a multi-level marketing company. They buy large amounts of inventory hoping to distribute. Then when they can't, the company extorts them into another shipment.
Or he thought they were dangerous and didn't want to distribute it.
God, I love Sal. Sal, your nature draws you to his office. There's a number of picture frames, but what most importantly stands out to you is the makeshift drill press and hard drives that have been destroyed.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
And as you're like pondering this, you look at one of the picture frames. You look at there's a couple picture frames from him. There's one with what's obviously his daughter, and there's one with him and a young woman standing in front of a tan late model Ford Taurus.
Indeed. So before I return my attention to the hard drives, I very quickly lean forward and take a sharp blink, and there is the sound of a shutter snapping in my head.
I love
and
cyclists.
moments later, a copy of the picture appears in everybody's phones.
That's the one from the video.
But as to the hard drives, I would be interested.
Oh, there's also a smashed cell phone.
Oh, well. It's a good thing we keep plenty of evidence bags in the jacket. And fingers turn into a pair of tweezers and start picking up individual pieces.
There are a lot. It's like he was very thorough on these. We're certain he probably used a sledgehammer as well, and that's in the garage.
Well, I actually start getting lost in picking up each and every individual piece, as if somehow every fragment of casing matters.
Yes.
But
and you're
one
making
thing
little piles. You've got this. I don't know this. I don't want to say obsession, but this compulsion to just make everything neat and orderly by size, color, material.
Absolutely.
Oh, is his mail sorted? It's all right there. Maybe you should sort that as well. Somebody has a flaw that I'm exploiting now.
Oh, indeed. Oh, and actually, with his mail right there, the urge to use the eidetic memory, snap.
Mm-hmm.
This is a former citizen of ours. His records must be updated and kept accurate. Mm-hmm. I don't have a choice in the matter. Must tap into the cloud services and update his records right this instant.
Okay.
So
all of his bills were paid 2 days ago.
Oof.
Paid directly himself or by
Yep,
someone else?
he paid them 2 days ago.
Fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm now literally going through like AARP, like promotional materials as if it's somehow highly relevant.
Yeah, everything's pretty standard.
Just looping on it. Just snap, like uploading the data bills to the Technocratic Union Cloud Center are starting to spin like the power meter in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
You know exactly which DBA is like, God damn it, Sal. God damn it. You're throttling the I/O.
So when I come in, are you essentially like?
I'm still like picking up pieces and organizing them, and treating every piece of mail as if it's the most critical piece of evidence.
Hi Sal. Anything important?
Everything
at
is
this
important.
point, you two have the cat and can enter the house.
I'm showing the cat that picture we just got. Look, little kitty, it's your dead daddy.
It says in obvious pain.
Every
Nora, you should fix this.
Every little piece matters. Every little piece matters.
He hands you a diseased animal.
So, are we assuming this breaks my mental lock?
Yes.
Okay.
It actually, like, if someone puts it down, it's going to try to bat all the stuff, all your neat little piles around. And then roll in them.
Wait, every little piece matters. Is there a litter box in this house?
Oh, no. Please, God, no. Your mental lock is broken.
Now we do not need.
Your mental
litter.
lock is resolved.
No, I actually mean that. Is there evidence that this person really owns a cat?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe the neighbor
There
was
are
lying.
food bowls. There's a picture of
Okay.
him and the cat on the
Okay.
desk.
'Cause, yeah, the
Uh,
neighbor could be in on it.
There
Who
are
knows?
veterinary
You can't
bills
trust them.
in the bill pile.
Because this has. So my thought is, we should find out, how did this cat get boils? What caused this cat to get boil? Like,
I
There-
agree, and I
there must
drop
be
it
a
in
cause.
Nora's hands, whether Nora's taking it or not.
but we
I
should
take
also
the
heal it, and I will help with that. Let me pay you to do it, and I hand you money. Can I do that and activate life 2?
You need life 3 to heal someone else that's
I
not
have
you.
life 3.
Go for it.
I take the money anyway if you're offering it.
Mhm.
But I sit down
Cheaper
with the
than the
cat.
vet.
Huh?
Cheaper than the vet.
Yeah.
Like,
I sit down with the cat and pull out some basic, like, salve that I believe will help with the pain and start the healing process.
Are you trying to butter a cat?
No, I think that requires shaving the cat.
Yo, shout out to Jorts the cat.
And starts carefully petting the cat while applying the salve.
Yeah, give me that roll.
Smith.
It's very not happy with this.
That's a shame.
Did they ever put you through basic animal protocol training? Can you use, out of character, your mind sphere to see its memories?
You're gonna get a lot of taste memories. What does a cat's butt taste like?
So
You're gonna
the
know.
problem with trying to use animals as spies is that they don't understand the words they're hearing, so their memories don't convey what we want it to unless they see them taking actions.
That's what I want to see. I want to see how it got boils.
I guess, yeah. Can I try and go through its mind and find out when it got boils and like see that?
But you're also gonna know what a cat butt tastes like. There is no way around that.
That's the
Based
best
on
way
what
to
my
gain
cats
paradox
do.
ever.
That probably already happened with the training. When he learned how to speak with animals, there was some animal.
Let's just rip
Be
this
an animal.
Band-Aid off. You're gonna know exactly what every part
Rose,
of the
did
animal
you
tastes like
did
anyway.
you get 2 successes?
Yes, I did indeed get 2 successes.
So the salve is working. The boils go away relatively quickly.
Yeah, after the boils are gone,
It
I'm gonna
seems
try and
happy.
do them in.
Well, it doesn't really seem happy. It just seems less upset, and it just
I
walks
then-
away.
Yeah, I want to see where the cat goes. Because cats always have a favorite
He's
spot.
gonna go onto the bed.
Okay.
In the bedroom. Okay. Difficulty 6 for reading a cat's mind.
Okay.
I did not think it was gonna
and-
go this way.
For this, I'm gonna pull out my pocket Constitution. Not the most thematic, but I think it's what Abe would do. Difficulty you said is 6.
Yep.
So that's 0 successes.
Okay. All you get is a taste of cat butt and cat
And I spit and go find something to drink in the fridge.
food.
there still food
You
in the
find a
fridge, or
bunch
is
of
it totally-
Kirkland waters in there.
Is it otherwise got food in it, or does it look empty?
Oh,
Like, this guy
it's
knew
it's
he
got a
wasn't-
good amount of food in there. All of it
Huh.
Kirkland brand,
Huh.
relatively fresh.
They sell
recent
Kirkland
shopping
brand at
trip to
Costco?
Costco.
Kirkland is the Costco brand.
Ah.
There's
say the
a
plot thickens.
relatively
Already pretty
fresh
thick.
gallon of milk in there.
Did this guy think he was coming back or not?
Who pays their bills and acquires fresh milk 3 days before the end of the world?
Someone who follows the rules? But
Maybe he didn't think the world was going to end, but he wouldn't be there anyway.
yeah,
Did he expect to
like-
die doing this?
yeah. Did he know he was going to be the distraction bait at the end?
I don't know. Any computers or anything like that?
Yeah, there's one.
There is that. There's also damaged hard drives, which may have had holes drilled in them, but there are still magnetic fields on the undrilled spots.
Remember, he was a citizen.
This could have all sorts of good information on it.
I meant
Yeah,
I meant he was probably very thorough.
Oh,
Hmm.
But a citizen can't do our level of
No.
science. Is there any way you could put this back together, Humpty Dumpty style?
Well, that was the question I was getting to. How many successes? How many successes of enlightenment would I have to stack to
A
even
bunch?
find out what's on
Oh,
them?
do you have any dots in time?
No.
If you had time, it would be fewer, because you basically be restoring it to a previous state. Right now, you're just guessing based on those micro etchings.
Yes.
what about
and
entropy? Do you have any entropy?
I do have a single dot of entropy.
does anyone else have entropy?
Unfortunate.
It
I
would
thought
be
we
a
could
fair.
work
It would
it.
be a fair number of successes, but I wouldn't rule it out.
Hmm.
Or what we could do, since Nora's going to need time to go over these medications and do that research anyway, maybe what we do is take the computer parts, go back to wherever our base is here, and do that after we finish.
You
with the
also have
house.
these 2 photographs.
Yeah, we got to find who this person is.
There's one with what appears to be his daughter, and him with another young woman. With the tan car.
Yeah,
Okay.
the person in the picture with the car. We need to find out who that and where that person is.
I take the picture out of the frame or off the wall or whatever, and see if some people write the names on the backs.
No.
No.
Year
It's
it was
like-
printed or any like.
It's like an actual film camera picture. So there's that little like printout of the date, and it's like from a couple years ago.
Okay.
It's a late model, so it's not 5 years back. It's late model. It's nice.
Before we go back to base, I'm going to ask the neighbor.
There he's back out,
Go back
cutting
and
his
ask-
hedge. Oh hey,
Yeah. Hey, question. Did you know this woman too?
oh that's Lindsay.
Lindsay.
You know his niece.
She, that's his niece.
Yeah, I think she works for like Child Protective Services or something.
Oh, I thought she looked familiar.
Yeah, that's her car.
Huh. We should get it back to her. We found it. Apparently, it was stolen somewhere. We'll track her
No.
down and get it back to her.
I
Yeah,
tell
crazy
you,
things happen in
this
this world.
society is going
yeah,
downhill.
you got to be careful. Lock your doors at night. Stay safe.
And with that, you get a ding.
Check my phone.
We have found the car.
Where?
You get a video of the woman in the photograph in a tan, in the car, getting off the Pennsylvania Turnpike near Pittsburgh, and there is a young girl in the back seat.
Did I predict it was going to be interstate lines? I did not mean to do that.
You were pretty bang on with that. And with that, I'm going to end our session for the night. You all have done splendidly so far, and I'm not 2 or 3 sessions is probably going to be accurate. So, my fantastic players, if you have things to plug, we're going to go in the same order we did before, which was the order you joined the call in. Rose.
Hello, I am Rosie Regular Size Mom. You can find me on Twitter at mom_sized, and on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok as at OddDuckDice, because I like dice so much I started making them. They're pretty, they're fun, they have platypuses on them. check it out. Hoping to open a shop at the end of June or sometime in July. And you can find me over on Vorpal Tales on Thursdays. Next week we're doing our second episode of the D&D 2-shot that Dave Twin Dad is running. I'm a last night I split open a cleric of Tiamat's ribcage with my blood axe, and it was very satisfying. Like I pushed into the spine and twisted. And then you can find me on Sundays playing with Eldritch Echoes, Tyler. He runs our Mage game over on Vorpal Tales. And
We
then
fucked
you
up
can-
that setting.
but so many interesting things. And then you can find me on Vorpal Tales Patreon in the Changeling the Lost game. It's getting spicy. There's been a lot of things. And I think that's it. Because we don't know when the thing we're recording tomorrow is airing.
We do not know when that game with the Lamias is airing now.
Cool. We're doing something with the Lamias. The Lamias are awesome.
Yeah, check them out. They're European. They stream, I think, every Tuesday in the middle of our day. So if you can watch stuff while you're at work, it's actually pretty nice.
They rock.
Mm-hmm. Lovely people, too.
I don't have a whole ton to plug. I thank you all for having me. This was a blast. Hope everyone enjoyed it. You can follow me on Twitter at House Tremere and plug peace, love, unity, respect. Be good to each other.
Yeah, you don't need much to plug. You've entertained me a lot on Twitter. Hashtag fuck Tremere.
Well, yeah, love hate.
I am Road River Rail on Twitter if you want to hear me complain about technology and occasionally talk about occult subjects. And if you're just here for the hilarious World of Darkness joke posting and shit posting, House Tremere is my on-again, off-again antagonist, as I am at Tech Union Actual, the official technocratic union joke posting account, which is not official in any way, shape, or form.
I thought it would be fun to bring magic-y people on for this. Also, we call it shit posting here. Tyler?
I am Eldritch Echoes Online. You can find me at Vorpal Tales, specifically related to what we're doing here. We have 60 episodes totaling at 190 plus hours of Mage content from Technocracy to Victorian to Modern. You should check it out. We have a game every Sunday. And in a few weeks, our Patreon game will kick in, which is Awakening, not Ascension, but still Mage. Come see them all.
I'm in that one. Both of them, actually.
Yes.
You have any other... When can they catch you next, Tyler?
Oh, good point. What is today? Tomorrow at 7 for Pathfinder, Reign of Winter, converted to 2E. Twitch.tv/VorpalTales.
Chances are, if you go tune into Vorpal Tales whenever they're streaming, you will probably see Tyler running a game. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he runs like 5 games a week.
I do have 3 between now and Sunday night.
I couldn't do that many
Pathfinder,
home
Cult, and Mage.
games in a week.
Wow.
And I am Ben, Big Dad, Chief Yeoman of Big Dad Industries. It's a real title. Go fuck yourselves. You can follow me at Big Dad Industries or my personal one. I'm not going to say the name of. You'll find it. I'd like to thank my players for hanging in there with me. This is the real attempt at trying to finish the first Mage Chronicle I've ever attempted to do. I got about this far twice with it. I'm really hoping to do it. If you're also into Patreon stuff, for Vorpal Tales, I'm in a Horror on the Orient Express game. And I don't want to say I'm the hero of the story, but I'm the hero of the story. My name is Jasper St. Jaspers, and I love crime.
Are you the one who got Steve's character killed?
Shut the fuck up, no. That was Ambrose. Ambrose killed Steve.
I see.
Mhm.
I suppose you didn't orchestrate anything.
No, definitely not. But I now own a gun, and Steve no longer has a gun. So check that out if you can swing it. If not, Tyler will understand. And after this wraps up, I'll probably be running some sort of weird OSR content on here, possibly Dungeon Crawl Classics. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for sticking around. I love you. Have a great night.